Okay. Anita madam. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Live ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ?
ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ sir.
ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ already? Okay. ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್?
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್.
Yes, sir.
ಅದೇ ಆಸ್ ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಐವಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಂತಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನೀವು
ಐವಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಈಗ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟಾಗಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್. ಈಗ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಲ್ಲ?
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ.
ಎಸ್ ಫೈನ್. ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಂಪಲ್, ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂತ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನನ್ನ ಸೆಷನ್ ಇವತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಇಂಡಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಫಾಂಟ್, ಎನೇಬಲಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫಾಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಹಾಗೆ ಕೊನೆಯ ಒಂದು ಇದು. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಪೂರ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ನೀವು ಕಾಣ್ತೀವಿ.
ಎಸ್, ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಥಿಯರಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮೈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. Today's topic is the problems and solution approach to understand enabling Indian language scripts Windows environment anta. So this is the subject. So the subject itself is, it looks like somewhat technical, but still I don't want to give more technical inputs. All my technical inputs will be user oriented. Already all the concepts are being explained to you in Kannada in my previous class, and hitherto I have explained the concepts of typing, keyboard layout, Unicode, non-Unicode standards, rendering, and how to practice the speed typing by using one tool, that is Pada software. For all Indian languages, a single keyboard and single tool. And I have explained you the features of Pada also. All the features of the Pada software are being explained in my previous class. Now I will try to put the same concepts in English. And of course, the explanations will be very cryptic. I have made it very cryptic now. This will be definitely user-oriented aspects. Already you know font, and you know what is a font, code font also, that is encoding. Now, instead of going for the theory, concept, and then demo, directly I will go to the demo aspect, and I will explain the concepts then and there itself. Okay, madam?
sir.
Yes, yes. So I will open one application. As usual, that application will be Word, MS Word. But what is appeared on screen? Nothing. One second, for sharing has to be done. New share, PSSA article. Can you see the
Sir. Yes, sir.
text?
Mm.
Okay, okay. Now it is visible. Now I will go for a word pad because I may have to type Telugu also here. Word pad. Because my previous experience says word pad is the best for all other Unicode typing because my environment has set to Kannada only. Now you can see the word pad here. Now you see the Kannada text, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. I will continue explanation. See, you know what is font and all. Just I have selected this blindly. And here you can see this is Nudi 01E. Nudi is Kannada. 01 stands for the font phase and E stands for English. That is English numerals. If I type numerals here, this is English numerals. If I select the same thing and go for some other font, English font, you can see this is the garbage. This is because of the old ASCII encoding system where we have to tell this computer this is Nudi font. Unless I say this is Nudi font, it will never display the Kannada text because of the old encoding system. The operating system that is Windows, it cannot recognize the Nudi font on its own. Once again, I will tell you the Nudi font. Nudi means here ASCII font, that is old legacy font. That is Ansii or ASCII encode. It will never recognize. But for that matter, what we have to do, we have to select the type matter, and then we have to select this. You show me this in your Nudi font. Then only it will go properly. This is called display. During the display, we have to set, before typing, we have to set the display properly. We have to select the proper font. Then we have to select the proper keyboard layout. Then only I can get Indian language. This was the prompt previously. Now the Syria has been changed a lot. Previously, this was the problem. If anybody want to learn Indian language, there will be problems of the font, selecting the font, setting the font, and selecting a keyboard and selecting a script software. Everything that should be the environment. We may have to create environment because operating system or MS Office, that is Word, doesn't recognize on its own the Indian language script. Now, the Unicode has come, the universal code. The operating system recognizes the world languages, the scripts on its own. That is the benefit of the latest technology. So I wanted to show you difference. The junk will happen. Let me try to type something blindly. Since this is a demo, since I have taken concept of problem solution approach, let me see what problem will appear for me as a new user. I assume that I am a new user. I have opened a ready-made file. Just I will try to type what you are getting, something which is not relevant, isn't it? This cannot be read properly. That is the problem. Let us analyze the problem now. Let me see whether I have taken proper font. Okay, fine. Can you see here? What is this? Nudi 01E. Font is okay. Why it is not coming properly? So display is okay. Of course, are all Kannada words only, isn't it? But is not rendering properly. I am trying to type Kannada, but it is not rendering. This is the problem. Now, problem analysis over. Problem is, even though I have taken the right font, it is not rendering. This is rendering from. Then, let me check about my script software. The settings of the script software here. What it is showing? English. Can you see here? Is it visible?
Which one, sir?
Okay, you are asking, which means I have to share the screen now. If I share the screen, then only it is visible for you.
Yes.
Now,
English it is showing.
It is showing English. That means the language key is in English. So this is problem. If you set this to the Kannada or in language script, then the thing will appear properly. Now I will tell you the problem is with the setting of the language toggle key. That is, I have not activated this language at all. Settings are there in the script software, but I have not activated. Now I have to activate this. Okay. So if I activate this, what happens? Oh, it is giving Kannada typing is okay, but the font is different, Font is definitely different. Just by looking at the font, you see what happened here. Nirmal UI.
Nirmal UI came.
Yes, why it has taken this is one more problem for me. So I want this in Nudi soft, that is Nudi font, which is already, this is there. The first problem is not rendering properly. I got the solution. Oh, my script software has to be enabled, activated. I enabled it. Now it is not taking automatically the Nudi font. Then what is the problem? Of course, it is rendering the text properly. Let me check once again. What is the setting here? Okay, the keyboard is okay. This is in Unicode. My dear friends, this the observation here. You see, Unicode is being selected. Hence, the operating system automatically recognized the setting of the Indian language as Unicode, and as soon as I started typing, it has rendered the Kannada text properly because based on the language selection here. Try to understand the concepts properly here. Based on my selection of that is active in of my script sort, that is Pada, and the settings, automatically operating system is rendering, and my word is also supporting for the text here. I have typed here Kannada and Telugu, two words I have typed here, beautifully giving this, rendering this language, that is Kannada and Telugu words are being typed here. But my problem is I want this in bold legacy font. I want to continue my typing. Here it is Nudi, but if I come here, automatically it has taken the Nirmal UI. Why it has taken the Nirmal UI? Now I will tell you. The operating system, the latest operating system, that is Windows, can recognize the Unicode encoding and the typing and the settings by the user. Automatically it will recognize the language. Based on the language, it starts rendering. This is the beauty. Previously it was not like so. We use set the font, we have to activate script software, and we have to select font. That was the scenario. Now I am trying to put in a nutshell that the problems and solution approach. My problem was I was trying to type in the legacy font, it was not read. Then I came to know that I have not enabled my script software. I enabled it, and then I to know that I have not enabled the Ansii or ASCII system, that is old system encoding. Because of the new system coding, the default one, it has taken the Nirmal UI, right? So now my requirement is Nudi. I have selected Nudi here. Automatically it is here. Now I should go to my tool, that is Pada software, and ask my software to render the old font. Rendering should happen in my ANSI, that is American National Standard for Information Interchange. So I will set this now. Now the setting is okay for me for the old settings. Font is Nudi 1E. The ANSI setting I have done, and I have activated the script software. All three is must. Now I will type. Okay. Now the problem is solved. So to understand problem and solution approach, to understand the concepts of rendering the of Indian languages in two scenarios, that is the old encoding and the new encoding. So now you came to know what is this new encoding and what is this old encoding. Old encoding is nothing but the ASCII or ANSI. It is American National Standard, wherein we Indians, we have created our own environment for each and every languages separately, and by creating the fonts in our own environment, adding this operating system and the MS Office, that is Word, you please display this in my own language. Then it is accept these commands, and it is king for us. Nowadays, nobody is use this environment, especially for and in internet social network environment, everybody using only Unicode standards because of the ease of use and because of the standard of display. Wherever you see, the display will be okay if at all it is in. Explained you the concepts of Unicode. Once again, may not be in English. It is, my version was in Kannada. I will put it in English. What is this legacy font and what is this Unicode font? In brief, I will tell you. Previously, our operating system or our, so here if I use the word operating system, you consider this as Windows. So if I use application, you consider this as MS Office, especially the Word. Take for example, Word. Word is an, of course, a processor wherein we are typing. And of course, I am very much particular about only typing. I am very sorry, Indian languages can be used on or with the English without any problems. But majority of the people are struggling to type these Indian languages in Windows applications. That's why I am giving more importance only for typing. Over a period of time, if you learn the typing in word processor, you type in Excel, Word, in any applications you can type. Now I am targeting the new users simultaneously and the old users. That's why I am explaining this, the concepts of the Ansii and Unicode simultaneously. That's why I have taken the approach of problems and solution. So if I say only Unicode, there is no problem at all. Very simple. Problems when you use the old standards in all digital, that is smartphones and desktop. If at all usage is only in desktop, you can create your own environment based on the old standards, the old technology, the old and everything. But I am insisting go for old things. Just use the new one, which is for all the environment, common for all the country, that is universal solution for all world languages. Either it may be font level, or it may be coding level, or it may be any other level, gadget level. Unicode is the final thing. The environment previously, we have to set one font, and we are supposed to activate our own software, and we should see the language toggle is being set for the Indian language. Three major observations should be there. If at all the three are okay, then only we should get the words properly typed here. Now, the scenario has been just by selecting the language you required, that is as per your requirement, everything will be set by the operating system and the word. That is the beauty. Majority of the users, they have found the problems there also. I will tell you what is the problem. The problem is some people will come me and tell, of course, sir, whatever you have told, I've created all the environment, but still I am getting the boxes when I type. No is visible here, they says. So how access will come? I will show you. See, without showing, you can't understand. How to create here? I have to insert some symbols. See, I am creating boxes deliberately. I do not have the right proper this thing. If you can see like this, your Unicode environment during typing, everything is only boxes. That means what? That operating system knows it is some other language other than English, that is key. It is definitely Unicode, but it don't have a font to display. Try to understand. It don't have a font to display. If you put a Unicode font into your system, then your system will display properly the text based on the language encoding of that particular. And sometimes I will tell you, if you get this problem, somebody will send you one Word file. If you open the Word file in your desktop, if you are seeing these boxes, means in your desktop, you don't have a Unicode font. You have to install a Unicode font. That is the, then what do you mean by this Unicode font? How to recognize the Unicode font? Each and every language will be having their own set of fonts. And Windows especially, they have given a default Unicode font by name Nirmal UI. So Nirmal UI, it will recognize, especially the Indian context. Based on encoding, it will display all Indian languages. It will recognize the encoding. If at all the encoding is not recognized by the operating system, what you will get? You will get like this. So these are all the words. Try to understand the problem now. The problem here, you type something, you are getting only question marks. Every time you press any key, the question mark will come. So that means the operating system, Windows, doesn't know encoding here. It can understand whether this is ASCII or Unicode. Why this here, I will tell you. This is not the problem of only the Windows. This may be the problem of the application software also. My dear friends, what do you mean by application software? We call this as apps. The apps are built based on the Unicode font nowadays. The app will be having built-in font. It will support all Indian languages, all universal languages based on the manufacturer's that we call it as equipment manufacturer. OEM, original equipment manufacturer solution will be there. He will be providing. Only thing is to select the language. No need to select the font. If you select the language, automatically the font display will come properly. I am explaining all these problems in desktop environment in your computer, and there is no problem in your mobile phone. Problem comes when you take something and send it over the internet to a mobile in old fonts, that is the fonts, Nudi or some Sri Lipi and Adi, likewise. And of course, to the people, they don't get problems nowadays. Why I have come this approach means problem solution approach will teach you better solutions. That's why I have taken this approach. Now, if the question marks are coming, what you have to do is simply you have to change the version of your application. The older the version, you will get this problem. The newer version, it can understand the Unicode, especially in laptop and computers. So once again, I repeat the problem. If at all you are getting the problem of these boxes, you can definitely understand that Word or the Windows, it is understanding the encoding and language, but it don't have a proper font to display. That is the situation. If you put the proper font, the display will come in languages. And if you are getting the question marks, you have to think of your Word itself. If your pad itself or your database system itself. So now it comes, it is 16 or 8-bit. Your operating system is latest 4-bit, but your Word is 32-bit. It won't work properly. So if your operating system is 64-bit, if your Word is 34-bit, you have to go for a 32-bit software. Try to understand there is a relationship between the script software and your application. If the application is also old, your software should also be old. Old and old get matched, and new will get matched. So if that is old, your tool is new, you will get all these sorts of problems. So this is what the problem and solution approach. In my last class, I felt the problem of rendering. I could not type properly Telugu words. Then I to know the environment where I tried to type the Telugu was for Kannada, which I have set. I definitely went to my word pad and I set everything to and I typed here. Now I will show the difference between the word context and the word pad context. Word is an application which is installed on the operating system, that is Windows, whereas the WordPad is a built-in word processor given by Windows. And WordPad doesn't have the versions, whereas the MS Word will have the version. Version means the older version, the newer version. Okay. Now, Okay, once again I will go for the concept of problems and solution. Now I will type. Nothing is I am getting. Okay, something is getting once again. Okay, what is my environment here? It is Kannada. It is readable Kannada. Okay, this is fine with me now. Now this is Nudi font. Kannada environment. Beautiful typing. Let me check what is this environment and understand once again. This is Nudi 01 font. Definitely this is very beautiful font. I can understand. And what is the text? Test check or here is one test check I will do. I will base out the fonts display. So if it is getting glyphs, so glyphs are being rendered by now this is definitely the old font. This is Ansii font. I am in the environment of Ansii or ASCII. Okay. I got solution now. Understood. If you space out the syllables, if it is being split like this is called glyphs. So the glyphs are being joined and it is rendering the proper syllable. Syllable means it is ASCII or ANSI standards. Okay. For getting confirmation, let me check here. See in Pada, if you see the settings, the ANSI is selected. Yes, confirmed. Okay, this is test check. This is the confirmation here, ANSI setting. Now, let me select this Unicode. I have selected the Unicode now. Just I'm here. I will try to type the same name, Satyanarayana. Okay. Yes, it has run. Now, automatically based on my selection of the code, the word has selected Nirmal AI on its own. Why? It understood that based on the selection, now the user is going to type something which is in Kannada because of the setting. So how, whether it is a setting is there or not, let me check. Go to the language here. You see the selection is in Kannada. Fine. So the operating system and the application software, that is Windows and Word, can understand this is Kannada, this is Unicode. That's why automatically it has taken the Nirmal AI by default, and based on my typing, it is displaying this. As a user, what test check whether this is a Unicode font or non-Unicode font. Once again, apply the same concept here. Come to the start point and try to space it out properly. So if I try to space it out, definitely it won't show the splits. So it is not showing split means these are all not the glyphs. These are all the syllables. Pronounceable syllable. Sa is one syllable. Kya is one syllable. A is one syllable. Ra is one syllable. Likewise, syllables which can be pronounced properly, and we can see this. Whereas here, you cannot see this during typing and corrections. It is very difficult to put the corrections here in this scenario. That's why we call this as ASCII font, and these are the Unicode font. Now this is regarding Kannada context. Now I will switch over to Telugu context just to make you understand the concept of the legacy font and the Unicode font. I'm very sorry to say I don't have any older font here to show the display of the split and glyph concept in Telugu. but I will explain the concepts and I show you in Unicode. Okay. Now I want to switch my script software to Telugu. I go for the language and go to Telugu. Okay. If I type, automatically the Telugu will come. Okay. Oh, you will be wondering what is something has happened. Yes, let it happen. Deliberately, I selected this environment. Let the problem, and then I will explain the reasons for the problem and then the solution for the problem. So, since my approach itself is problem and solution, this is the problem. Let me analyze the problem now. Now, I typed here, na peru ye Satyanarayana. Okay. I tried to, but the display is not proper. So let me check whether this is a legacy font or not. Okay, it is not a legacy font because the syllable totally is showing properly the breakup. This is na, this is pe, this is ru, ye, sa, ya, ta, ya, tya, na, ra, ya, na. Oh, now I understood. This is Telugu script. This is Unicode font. Okay, let me, what is the font name? Nirmal UI. Fine. But what happened to this proper display? The delay is because of, I have explained to you, the operating system is recognizing the environment as it is Telugu environment. That's why the user has typed Telugu word. Based on the Unicode concept, it is displaying the same thing in normal UI. It is Telugu font, but the display is not proper because of, I know the problem now. Because this situation will happen, unknowingly I faced this problem in my previous class. I explained it in Kannada class. Now I know this. This is because of the environment that I am using. So what is this environment? I am using Pada software. Pada will support Telugu language. I will support Ansii and ASCII. And I have Unicode font also. Unicode font Telugu is built-in font, that is Nirmal UI. But still I am not getting the display properly. This is definitely because of my application problem. My application, this is what are seeing is MS Word is 32 environment. So in my previous class itself, I understood the problem. Now it is easy for me to explain to you, and let me switch over to a one more processor, which is the pad. Madam, is it?
Yes, sir.
Can you
Visible.
see this?
Visible.
Visible. Fine. Beautiful. See, now I switch over to another word processor wherein I can type the Telugu or any Indian language text very easily based on my software. Now I will once go for the concept of problems and solution approach. See, you can see what is the font here, font family? Madam?
Calibri.
Calibri, very good. What is the size?
36.
36. Fine. Let me test now. I will okay. What you are getting? Beautifully I explained, this is the thing now. Whatever I type, I am getting the boxes. See, this is the problem. Now let us analyze the problem now. Let me select all these things. So here it is in Vani, it is trying, no, it is in Calibri, no, it is not displaying. I will select this and I will go for Nirmal UI. MN. Where is that? MN. And I have got a lot Kannada, this thing I have to serve. MNOP. Yeah, NI. NU. Oh, the listing is not there. I don't have proper font to display this. This is creation. But how come it is the Nirmal UI? I will select this. Wow, it taken, isn't it? Kana, Masa, Dala. What is this? Irrelevant. Oh, I have typed something irrelevant. I will remove all things. Na pero ye Satyanarayana. Okay, beautifully giving. Right, madam? It
Yes,
is
sir.
giving
Yes.
like this because of the application software. Why it not given like this? This is word. The word is because of the old 32-bit environment application problem. But whereas this pad is there, it is built in with the OS. OS is 64-bit and the WordPad is also 64-bit. And then the script software which I am using, Pada, is also 64-bit. So that's why everything is gelled properly and wearing the rendering properly. Now the time has come whether this is a Unicode ASCII font. Definitely I test here. So I am to make some. Yes, definitely it is syllable only. Beautifully it is rendering. Now as users, I have given you the problem and solution concept, the approach, and I have explained you to understand what is the meaning of font, what is the meaning of old and new font and their codings, and how to identify the new, distinguish between the new font and old font, that is spell out concept. Even in Go also, people are still using the old fonts developed by the regional developers. Once again, I will tell you the regional developer. I don't know who are all there in Andhra Pradesh, especially who have developed the beautiful fonts. But I know the national level developers who have given their brands to all languages. Ansii has got old legacy fonts in. Okay, I will switch over to. I want record in my this thing also. That's why I should over. So hope I am visible to you properly.
Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. So when I am explaining something theory, let's go to this mode. I was explaining you the concepts now. The time has come now to put brief you certain technical aspects also which you can understand properly. I have used so many words now. I have used font. I have used ASCII or Ansii. I have used Unicode, and I have used rendering. All these words has to be understood properly now. And I have used operating system, and I have used app, that is application. So let's try to understand the relationship between these things. And of course, a little bit technical also. Previously, we were using older versions of Windows. And I will definitely do not explain anything other than Windows. Windows is an operating system. It is a basic software which requires to activate all the hardware of our desktop or computer. Even we have the system for our mobile phones also. Generally, the popular operating system for desktop and laptops are Windows. Likewise, for our cell phone or the smartphones, the very popular operating system is Android. So now Android is the operating system for smartphone, whereas the Windows is the operating system for desktop and laptops. Then I will come to the applications now. What do you mean by applications? The app, various purpose. We are going to use our desktop and smartphones for various purposes. For each purpose, we will be having one application, that is app. Nowadays, these applications are being called as apps. Previously, it was application. So the application will also depend on our operating system. The operating system is Macintosh, Mac, Linux, Unix. On those platforms, our MS won't work because Word, Excel, PowerPoint, that is MS Office, is being provided by the Microsoft. Likewise, the Windows also, the operating system is being provided by, developed and provided by Microsoft, one company product. So Microsoft operating system and Microsoft application would get gelled, and we can use those softwares, that is applications. Likewise, if the Microsoft would have given the Indian language solution decades ago, we would have used Indian languages in the operating system level. But very unfortunately, they have not given the language support decades ago. Then who gave the solutions? Indian language local developers, they gave the solution. So what was the solution? The solution was on the Windows operating system. So the solution was the font solution, ASCII solution. They removed all foreign scripts and they placed the Indian glyphs, that is bits and pieces of characters, and they tried to enter this as syllables. There is an excellent interesting story behind the technology usage of Indian languages, which I don't want to explain here because of the time constraint. Just I am trying to make you understand the concepts, the previous concepts, and the latest thing, the difference between the older and the new series of the technology in computers and desktop and smartphone. Now already time is 8:10. Okay, let me give you the brief concept of this display, storage, and one more thing, rendering. See, I have told you, whenever the display came, it was some boxes, it was some questions, it was not a real thing. That is the problem with the display. And if I something, it is giving something, not properly rendering. So that is bits and pieces is rendering. The problem rendering. Now, what is the thing of storage? Storage, it is a little bit of internal concept. We cannot see. It's a problem with the operating system. Each and every character of the world language, whether it may be Telugu, Kannada, or Russian, it will be having a representation electronically. We call it as encoding, text encoding. Previously, the text encoding was the American standard for information interchange. It has got only 256 characters space. It was called 8-bit encoding. That is 2 to the power of 8 is equal to 256 characters. So just 256 places are being used all over the world because of the technology constraint, just to render the languages. For English, no problem. I will tell you, because English is a linear script. Direct reading was there, direct map was there to the keyboard. Only 26 characters were there with shift and without shift. 52 possibilities. over. What about 200 and odd places? They have allotted to the other European language for information exchange. Now we were using the technology by removing all other European language text and placing our own Indian language glyphs and making one environment to render English and Indian languages. So previously there was only one environment where you can get only Indian language, that is monolingual. Over a period of time, we learned how to interface in the same font set both the languages. That is bilingual concept. Bilingual concept has started 20 years back itself. Prior to that 25 years back, only monolingual was there, single language, single font, and the two, no question of display fonts, only one, that is built-in font, only one language. Then the language selection, the shell was within that, entire thing was managed by our software developers. They used to give a total solution in a particular package. We used to type something and we used to take printouts, that's all. We can never increase the size, we can never change the font phase and beauty, the color. No, the thing was there. So when the technology changed, when the scalable font were invented by the Adobe, that is ATM, Adobe type technology came, the scalability of the font came. Whatever you are seeing on the display on screen, we were able to take the printouts. Now the beauty changed, the concept changed, the stylish font came, and we probably that Indian language software developers, they provided the solutions based on all these concepts. They kept on replacing the font places by Indian language glyphs, and parallel they went on providing the solutions based on the technology. Where DTP people, they used these solutions so beautifully. But when the general public got into the desktop or usage of computers, previously it was only a glorified typewriter. Majority of them, they are able to type, that's all. But on par the use of English, we were not in a position to use Indian languages across the globe. For example, in websites, for example, in internet, in smartphones, that was the situation. The maximum and the problem of text exchange, portability or compatibility, it came. Just to avoid those things, the standards were introduced by the government. So the Indian government thought of the technology usage in Indian languages. They created a standard called ISKI. Likewise, ASCII, the American standard. The ISKI standard were introduced in standard code for information interchange. You say, what is the beauty of ISKI? Indian language interface means from Telugu to Kannada, whatever the Telugu is there and Kannada ka is there, the similar same code is used with a difference of the language code. Take for example, Kannada is 30, Telugu will be 30. What is this 130? If I add 100, it will become another language. If you have one more 100, that is 230, it will be one more language. Take for example, Malayalam or Tamil. So likewise, they changed the standards, and beautifully we were using the encoding ISKI previously. Now today, all this Indian standard has gone. Now the standard has come to the global level. So in the global level, our ISKI was not followed and they have used this Unicode as standards, wherein all our world languages have got coding system in electronic devices, whatever it may be, either maybe a cell phone, smartphone, desktop, laptop, whatever it may be, all languages they have got representation, digital representation in this operating system level. That is why Kannada can be read as Kannada even in Russia, if at all the font is there for display by the operating system or the application software. I'm very sorry, whatever the explanation I am giving you be a little bit technical, but try to understand the scenarios I will tell you. Previously, we were using the DOS, the black and white screen, and we were not having any fonts, beautiful fonts. It was only one environment. Later on, the technology changed. We got the color monitors. Based on the color monitors, we got the fonts, scalable fonts. Whatever you see in the monitor, we will get the print also. And the technology changed. We got beautiful fonts in Indian languages also developed by our regional font developers, software developers. Nowadays, the environment has totally changed. Anybody can develop anything on the standards. So what do you mean by this standards? Standards means there should not be any problem. Take for example, I will tell you, if you go to a shop, you will ask for one bulb. You give me an electric bulb. He never ask you, sir, tell me what is the size of your bulb holder, isn't it? Will never have you come across this question? No. That means all the bulb holders are standard only nowadays. But he'll ask you which voltage, which wattage that you want, he asks. So you will tell what type of bulb you want, whether it is tube light or it is incandescent or it is nowadays the technology. According to that, he will never ask you the bulb holder, size of the holder. Likewise, if you come across a software of language, they won't ask you whether you want ASCII software, whether you want older one. No, whatever technology is there, they will provide you with standard. That's why I am telling you, because of the older version that we were using, we are facing all these problems. A person do not know anything about the Indian language thing. If he enters the environment of learning here, he definitely go for the standard keyboard layout, standard encoding system, the standard, that's all. No problem for him. Problem comes, already learned something and you have to move from the older one to the newer one, then you will face a lot of things. Many people will call me and ask, sir, I am user of the Baraha. I have learned the keyboard Baraha. I am very sorry to say that I cannot migrate other software. Hey, what is the problem? Even others will provide you the standards. No, I have learned Baraha keyboard, he says. Oh, this is the problem of the keyboard layout. And I will ask him, if at all you want to use the standards, you go for the Baraha paid version, and Baraha has given you all the solutions. First thing, no sir, I want to free software where the Nudi is being used properly, but I don't know Nudi, how to type that Nudi. So why Nudi people have not given Baraha layouts? He used to ask me very as a layman question. And he used to tell, I'm very sorry, Baraha has given Nudi layout also. But unfortunate that you have not well versed with this Nudi keyboard layout. This is the problem with the user, not the problem with the software, or not the problem with the software developer. Then what is the solution? Solution is one. The only solution is go for standards. If at all you are Kannada user, only Kannada, go for a national phonetic keyboard layout, that is software, that is Nudi layout, KPRAV layout. Why you are suggesting only this one? He asked me the question, and I told him, my dear friend, this layout is being provided to Indian language context decades ago. This phonetic only. No need to think in English, and think in your own Indian language and compose the words in Indian language itself. And only thing is you have to practice the typing. That's all the thing. Then he understood the concept. He started using this, and next the problem came once again. He want to use Microsoft directly without software. He approached me. Oh, Nudi is compulsorily has to be adapted, and our Nudi or Baraha has to be installed once again. He called me and he asked me, is there any direct solution given by the operating system person, that is Microsoft? I told him, definitely he has given. That is Microsoft has given the Indian language context, the Indian language solution, and it has given the national standards, my dear friend. They have not given the local standard. Then what is this Nudi keyboard layout? They have considered this Nudi as the local standard, and they have considered the ISKI, that is India InScript, I will tell you, InScript layout as the national standard. So he asked me, would you mean to say that I have to learn one more key layout? And I told him, I am sorry, no, they have given you KP layout also, which is called the Nudi layout. You have to ask for this, or you go to the Bhasha India website and search for that tool, and you have to install this. So there, it will solve your problem. And he went once again. He searched for that tool. He installed it. Okay, he came to know. Okay, fine. Now I am fine with whatever this thing. And now after certain months, once again I received the call from him. He told, sir, it is not working in Windows 10, sir. Then what I have to do? I just analyzed the problem, and I told him, I am very sorry, my dear friend. That tool provided by the Microsoft is old tool which are trying to use in the new environment. That's why you are facing the problems. You please ask the question to the service providers. Now once again he called. They will ask whether you are using a licensed version. So if I ask him, no, sir, I'm not using the licensed version, then the problem came. He cannot go to the micro people and ask for a solution, isn't it? So these are all the problems that Indian language computing field experienced, and all these. Now, at least for the Indian context, we have a Pada software, which I know. There may be another other tools which may not be known by me. I know one solution, one tool, which will provide all the solutions to the problems. Okay. So now the Indian context, if you learn only one keyboard layout, you can type in all Indian languages. And if you select only one font, you can type in all Indian languages. So the time has come. I will show you the final thing. I have come up to last stage of today's session. The problem is with display, font, technology, old technology, and rendering also. All these things are depending upon our environment and technology. For a period of time, the technology has changed. If at all you are a user, directly go this environment. The latest environment is 60-bit operating system, 64-bit application software, that is Windows is 64-bit operating system, and the application is MS Office, 64-bit MS Office, and 64-bit Indian language script tool, that is Pada. So Pada caters for all the requirements of Indian languages with a little small problems may be there. It is on the way of development, it will be there. As on date, it is best tool. If you learn only one word layout, you can type, because of the beauty of the phonetic keyboard layout, you can use that. So now I will show you the solution now. One font, one tool, one layout. This is the final thing I want to display. Simultaneously, I will explain you the concept, the beauty of the font developed by an international developer on Microsoft, and the font developed by the Indian font developer, that is the central government one. I will explain that and I will sum up the things. Now I will show you. Here is WordPad. Now I will try to type. Madam, have I typed properly?
Hyderabad. Bad, it did not come. Badirka and Ba went off. Ba should be there. After Ra, yes. ఈ రోజు మన గురువు గారు హైదరాబాద్ లో ఉన్నారు, రైట్? పత్రిజీ గురువు గారు.
Is this?
Yes, sir.
Somewhat it is correct.
It is correct, sir.
It is perfectly correct. Okay, thank you, madam. See, my knowledge is based on Kannada only. I typed it Eerju, Managaru, Brahmarshi, Managuru, Brahmarshi Patriji, Hyderabad lo unnaru. Since yesterday, up to yesterday, he was there in Pyramid Valley. Now he has left for Hyderabad. That's why I just typed this. Now I have explained to you. Somewhat this font is in normal UI, right, madam? I don't want I don't want this font. Somewhat beauty of this font is not correct for me. Let me borrow one more beautiful font. I don't know whether it is beautiful or not. You have to tell me. I have selected one font given by the Ministry of Electronic Department, Government of India, in the way back 2006 itself. It is called Sakala Bharati, wherein Sakala Bharati, yeah. Can you see whether the font has changed properly or not?
Correct.
Is there is that beauty is there or not? I don't know.
Yes.
Somewhat it is okay. See, you compare this Na Peru A Satyanarayana likewise. Here you can see the beauty is a little bit better and the display is also better. Font size is better.
Yes.
Okay. So somewhat I will copy paste here and I will remove this properly and I will make this visible properly. See, the above is
Sakal Bharat.
Yeah, what is this? Nirmal. I will make this Nirmal font. Nirmal. This is Nirmal UI. See, this is, see, as a Telugu reader and Telugu language experts, you recognize. I may not be in a position to recognize the difference between font provided by the national developer and the font provided by a national developer, our government. Okay. Now I have one more font here, one more font set. Let me try to display that also. I will make this copy. I will sell this. I have one more font with me, that is Unicode font provided by the son of our N.R. Narayan Murthy. The name of the font is Murthy font. And of course, I have Murthy Hindi font, Murthy font, and Murthy Telugu font. Murthy Hindi, I have it. You see, this is Murthy Kannada font, the Telugu font.
Telugu.
Madam, can you compare me? To tell me the comparison between the beauty of that font and this font?
This is good, sir. This is also.
This is very, this is very good. Why I am trying to put before you the concept of this beauty means they haven't the due importance to the beauty of the script also. In my class, I was explaining you, I am a Kannada language linguist in Indian language technology context. We used to fight for the beauty of the text being used in I am very sorry. Nowadays, even in our Indian language context, the advertisement companies, the designers, they have gone for the international font of this Nirmal type. If at all you are a beauty lover, you will definitely go for like this. For definitely, there are like this. You go for this font. This is freely available. The Murthy Telugu font. See, today only I searched for this font and I have installed it to show the demo of this. Previously, I was having explain you the concept of the font in one single font. All languages are there. I will show you whether. Of course, this is for the first time I am doing the test. I will keep this Murthy Telugu and I will change. Madam, can you see?
Yes, sir. Our Guruji today is in Hyderabad.
Okay, fine. This is English, isn't it? If I select this, what is the font name here?
Same Murthy Telugu it is showing.
Very good. If I select what it is displaying, the same thing. That means in one font, we are getting this Telugu and English, isn't it? Okay, fine. Whether this is a Unicode font or Unicode font, how to cross check? Once again, we space it out.
Spacing.
Yes, syllables are getting split. And of course, it is not the problem in English. Don't have any Otto, Sili, Farini. Oh, definitely the Indian language is being spaced out properly as syllable based. Oh, yes, this is a Unicode font. Okay. Let me test whether this Unicode font has a built-in Kannada or not. See, already the font name is Murthy Telugu. Definitely, it won't be having a Kannada environment built-in inside this font. It should not be. Let me check. So now I am in Telugu font. area and I will test, I will change that language. I will activate the Indian language thing in my Pada software. I will go to this language and I will change the language to Kannada. Now see, observe very carefully, my dear friends, what I have done. I have changed the environment of my Pada software. I have selected the Kannada language and I'm in Telugu mode now. Now I am trying to type Namma Gurugalu Indu Hyderabadinalli Iddare. So shall I type now? Yes.
Yes, it is supporting.
Yes, it is. It is. But yes, it is giving. But what is but? I will select this. What it is showing?
Sakala Bharati.
Sakala Bharati. Why it has changed? Can you tell me? Because the font which is selected here, Telugu, it doesn't have Kannada font set. That is why operating system has recognized my typing. Based on my typing, it has understood this is Unicode and it has understood what has to be displayed. What is my previous Kannada selection of the font? It was Bharati. Based on that selection, it started displaying my Kannada as Sakala Bharati. You have got the point now?
Yes, sir.
This is beauty. If at all the system could not recognize, if at all it is not recognized the encoding system, I have displayed only question marks. It has not displayed the marks. If at all it has no Unicode fonts, it will have displayed only boxes. But it has displayed the Kannada proper words based on my selection by using the available font. Namma Gurugalu Indu Hyderabad Nalli Iddare. So beautifully. See, have I changed my word? No. My word pattern same. I have used 3 languages here. It is Telugu, Kannada, and English. And all are Unicode only. Okay. But the font phases. See the font size of this size here. You select this. It is telling this is Sakala Bharati. So, okay. I am in Sakala Bharati mode. I am not in Murti Telugu. In Sakala Bharati, Bharati itself is telling that it is Indian. And Sakala means all. All Indian scripts are there in this font. Now, let us see the beauty now. Whether here I have typed Kannada, whether this will support the Telugu language or let us test it. Now, what I have to do, madam?
Change the language.
Yes, madam. You are right. I will change the language here. What is language here?
Telugu.
No, you see first.
First, it is in Kannada.
Yeah, it is in Kannada. What I have to select? I have to select Telugu.
Telugu.
Now I will select the Telugu. Isn't it? I am in Telugu mode now. Telugu typing mode. So what is my font here?
Sakala
Sakal Bharati. Sakal Bharati. Sakal means all. Bharati means Indian. All Indian fonts. Now, if I say beautifully, it is giving, isn't it? So if I'm here, Gurugalu, Kannada, same font. If I come here, Guru Garu, the same font. This is Telugu, this is Kannada. So beautifully it is rendering. See, this is the beauty of Indian language computing technology, and the encoding is Unicode. Just by using one font, we use all. Let me try by using Hindi here, more language addition to this in the reals, which I can understand and type. And of course, even though I know the language, I can type on the phonetics. If anybody experts is there in this group, and if they tell, I will type as if I am typing a Kannada script. It will be rendered in Hindi script. Okay. In my next class, I will close down explanation of this concept of rendering, typing. Next, it will come bilingual transliteration and translation. My next class, and of course, as usual, Kannada language and in Telugu, English language. I am not fluent in Telugu, but I can understand the Telugu. So English is the bridge language. If I explain it in English, you can use this across all Indian languages, the same tool, the same concepts, and you can experiment on your own and learn Indian language script on Windows environment, the problems and solution approach. Now, I will try to type in English, Hindi. Hindi, what I do? Once again, I have to go. I have to set this language environment as Hindi. Now, madam, what I can type now? You tell me the same.
Hamara.
If it, very good. Hamara
Guru.
Guruji.
Guruji.
Today.
Aj.
Aj. Very good, madam. Aj.
Hyderabad. में रहते हैं.
ಆಯ್ತು, ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದೆ. Yes, madam. 4 languages you have seen. You can see this is Hindi, but the font has not changed. So beautiful. So if you use only one font with one tool, so why I am insisting for one tool regularly? Because this tool will support one keyboard layout, that is KP Rao layout, phonetically. See here it is in script layout also. Now the thing has come. Many people have learned in script layout. Sir, I have learned in script. Should I have to de-learn the keyboard usage? No, no need. So this Pada software supports your layout also. Then phonetic layout is also there. Almost phonetic means based on the I have not read this. Let me not confuse you, and let it be there itself. Only regional standard, national standard I will touch. Universal standard of encoding. In universal level, for Kannada, they have not recognized our Karnataka government keyboard layout as a standard, and they have not given standard. All India level standards, that is in script. In script means Indian script layout. So I will sum up like this. You got the concepts of the font, the rendering of the font, and selection of the fonts, and in language context, talking between the Indian language and other languages. See, the beauty of this operating system is all our language support people. See, I will quit the Pada software now. Be careful. Just observe what I am going to do. Just quit. Now the script software has been disabled. I am left with the font now, what will happen? I have not tried out what happened. Try now. See, this is once again the problem solution concept. When I am in Kannada text, what is my font there? What is font? Sakala Bharati. So, now you tell me what is font here, English font? It is Sakala Bharati only. So the Sakala Bharati will support English also, isn't it? The operating system is rendering. The typing is happened without any language. So now nothing is there. English is not there. This is default. By default, it is taking, isn't it? So let me come to this Murthy Telugu also. I will type here. See the font phase of this Sakala Bharati. See the font phase of Murthy Telugu. Beautiful. So whichever you want, you can select it. So here I have taken the help of any Indian language scripting tool. If you want to type anything in Indian language, you have to go for a tool. And in my next class, I will try to put the editing, that is editor concept, one editor, that is one environment and typing in Indian language, which has been given by the Pada himself, that is Pada itself. So the Pada software is being developed by our good friend of Davanagere, Shivamurthy D. Lohi. He has given many solutions in tool. A single solution in one tool. Of course, this is free software. He has provided this very good tool, which I am suggesting you to use for the bilingual context or multilingual context. So now, what is the monolingual font, bilingual font, and multilingual font? Previously was only monolingual fonts, is single language. After that, bilingual fonts were there in one font using two languages. And now the environment has changed to multilingual fonts, that is many languages in one font. For rendering, that is rendering the language, Indian languages, we have to have our Indian language rendering tool. We call this as keyboard drivers. We call this as input method editor. And we call this as in script sorts. Whatever the name it may be, technically it will be doing the rendering of our scripts. That's all. So the every script will be rendering based on the technology. The technology behind this latest rendering is Unicode, which is catered for both or for any digital devices. Either it may be smartphone, maybe laptop or desktop. So we have reached the end of this today's session. In my next class, I never touch anything about the font, anything about encoding, and anything about the scripting tool. This is the last class where I have explained you and shown you in detail from here onwards. And of course, the problem and solution step will continue, but not in the basic level, but it will be in the expert level. So if at all are expert in the older technology and newer technology, you will face the problems of ASCII and Ansii. If at all you are new to the Indian language concept, you won't be having any problems in system level. The problem will be with the occasion and the beauty of the font. That's all. You may ask me, sir, you tell me the beautiful Unicode font in Telugu. If at all I know, I will tell you. I don't know, I will tell you. I don't know. Search. You go to a Indian language expert who is well versed in Telugu. He will tell you. Or you go to the Google search and try to search a new font. As for now, I know the two Telugu fonts, one at national level, another Murthy Telugu font, okay, which will cater for only languages simultaneously, English and Telugu. Whereas Kal Bharati, it will cater for all languages, including the English. Okay, and you go for the any font developer who will give you the many beautiful design font. For example, Srilipi. Srilipi is being used by all the DT developers, advertisement copy creators, and the font is very beautiful. If you are curious to see the beauty, in my next class I will introduce that. But unfortunately, I do not have Unicode fonts of Srilipi. If you want Unicode fonts of Srilipi, you have to approach the modular system Pune for the fonts, Unicode font, and ask for the font, and you have to pay for it. The paying itself is, once again, the question comes, the concept of free software, the concept of proprietary concept. If at all you want the beauty and the proper fonts, we have to pay for it. If at all anything is free, you have to accept it as it is. Okay. Ma'am, only 5 minutes is left out for 9 o'clock. Anyhow, the Pyramid Call Services Bengaluru has got a separate slide from 9 o'clock. I have utilized this platform, and I will thank platform for being given me the opportunity of provide this class on behalf of this Pyramid Spiritual Society Movement Karnataka. And this is the last class of the series of digital, not the training program, but for the scripting aspects. Now I will move on to the languages, translation and translation. I am very sorry I could not answer all your questions of typing, selection of fonts and script, but many people have told me that your explanations are much more enough to do experiments on our own, and your demo is good enough to learn by our own practices. They have told me. Hence, I am moving to the next aspects. Okay, Madam, finally 5 minutes left out. Do you have any specific questions pertaining to today's class?
Sir, I just wanted to ask you, Murthy Telugu Sakala Bharati, such fonts are not, I mean, I just opened the WordPad and saw they are not there. Do we have to install?
Very good, madam. Yes, it won't be there.
Okay.
Because what the Nirmal font is there? Previously it was Tunga in Kannada. In Telugu, it was something they have built in a font.
Okay.
I could not remember. Now they have given Nirmal UI, and for national level they have Arial MS Unicode font, which has got world level languages. Whereas for Indian level context, they have given Nirmal UI, and it is bundled with the operating system here. Likewise, code fonts that we have to create the Indian language, so developers that have to go for search and download. And N.R. Narayan Murthy's son, he has developed this Murthy fonts. If you search Google, it is available in the net, madam. You download it and install it onto your desktop.
Okay. And another thing I just wanted to ask you, Windows 7 is enough for Pada software, or do we
Sorry,
have to
madam,
have
sorry.
Windows 10? Windows 10.
Sorry, madam. Sorry, I have not experimented this,
Okay. Oh.
but I can answer this one. Now, if you go to the software, you see the option is 64-bit. He specifically has mentioned this 64-bit. I am very sorry. It won't support the 32-bit operating system, but it will support the 32-bit application system. In your application, if at all it is MS Office 32-bit, the ASCII support is being given just for the use of a support of the old users and the new users. A common tool is there. That is the beauty of this Pada software. But don't expect much. Don't expect much. Please migrate your Windows from many people are still they are using Windows XP, which has
Windows
good
7.
old,
Windows 7.
Windows 7. You experiment. If you fail in that aspect, you just get to your
Windows
I have not tried it, but it won't work. I am sure. If at all it is 60-bit, it will definitely work beautifully. See, I will tell you 64-bit operating system, 64-bit application systems. Operating system means Windows, applications that is MS Office, and 64-bit script software that is Pada. It will get built properly technologically, and you won't find any problem display, rendering, and typing, anything it may be.
Okay.
The context is okay. The standards are being set in the global level. Solutions are being developed by the local level, national level, and level.
Okay,
Thank you,
sir.
madam.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much, madam. So happy practicing Indian language shooting, and you start type all Indian languages, use one tool, one keyboard layout. Wish you all the best. In my next class will be definitely it is in Kannada, and my next class syllabus will be transliteration, translation concepts. First, transliteration. I will tell you what is the meaning of translation and how to use the Pada editor. What is the difference between Pada editor and Pada IE, that is input method editor. I will introduce the concept my next class. Don't miss. So wait for next class.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good night, one and all. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, shall I end?
Yes, madam.